Hey all, Mr. Also here again to go over the answers to yesterday's lesson check. Okay, so you should have gotten for the first one here, the answer was 213.3 cubic inches. And for number two, the volume was, we accepted two different answers, except either 31.8 or 32. And I'll show you why there's two different answers there. Okay, so for the first one, want to find the volume, and the beautiful thing here is that they're already giving us what the height of our pyramid is. So we don't have to use Pythagorean theorem here to find it in this case. So first of all, we want to find what the area of the base is. So since our base is a square, the area of the base is going to be 8 times 8, which is 64. Okay, so to find the volume then, our volume is going to be 1/3 area of the base times the height of the pyramid. So our volume would be volume equals 1/3. Area of the base is 64. We just found that. And the height of the pyramid is 10. Okay, so in your calculator, you would type in 64 times 10, hit enter, and then divide that by 3. And your volume ends up, like I just said, 213.3. I rounded to the nearest tenth there, inches cubed. Okay, now let's talk about the second one here. Yeah, so tricky part here was that they gave us the slant height to start and not the actual height of the pyramid. So really what we had to do was I want to figure out what is the height that goes from the vertex and drop straight down perpendicular to the base. Okay, so let's draw that in. It's a right triangle. That's it is, folks. So I want to figure out what is the height of that pyramid. Okay, first thing is that it's a square. So since this side length here is 4, when I look at the side length that goes from where the height meets the base to the side, that's always half of that side length. So that's going to be 2. So then for Pythagorean theorem, we would say 6.3, because that's the hypotenuse squared, is going to equal 2 squared plus h squared. Okay, and then 6.3 squared, I just lost it, is 39.69. That's going to equal 4 plus h squared. We're going to subtract both sides by 4 to get h squared by itself, and we get 35.69 equals h squared. Okay, and then to get h by itself, we're going to take the square root of both sides. So this is where we could get a little different based on the rounding. Okay, in my lesson yesterday, I told you guys to round to the nearest tenth when you do this part. But if you didn't, okay, if you round to the nearest hundredth, let's say, you end up getting 5.97. So if you use 5.97 as your height, that would have led you to a volume of 31.8. Because what you would have done next is say, all right, well, our volume has to be 1/3 area of the base times height. Okay, since our base, the sides are both 4, it'd be 4 times 4 for area of the base, which is 16. So it'd be 16 times 5.97. And that would give you a volume, like I said, 31.8 inches cubed. Now, if you did round this height to the nearest tenth, right, to do that, you would have ended up getting 6.0 as your height. So if you use 6.0 as your height, your volume would have been 1/3 times the area of the base, still 16, times 6, which gives you 32. So that was a little rounding thing. Again, either one was okay. All right, and now, guys, please go ahead and watch the lesson for today, or the video for today's lesson. Talk to you guys later.